Welcome everyone to our group convener community of practice for March 2026. I'd
Thank
like to
you.
I'd like to start by doing our acknowledgements. Um, but just before I do, it's Gina speaking, and I'm here with my blue QDN background, and I've got my headphones on, my glasses on, and I'm in a black jacket. So look forward to having everyone do their visual description as well. So welcome everyone. Okay, so as I said, I'd like to do our acknowledgements. So, excuse me, QDN acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands where we meet and pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and acknowledge the important role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples continue to play within the community. QDN also acknowledges people with disability who have come before us and died in institutional settings, as well as those who are still trapped in institutions or silenced by institutional practices. We take on the responsibilities of being clear about the rights of all people with disability and, where necessary, speak in an informed and considered manner for those who cannot speak for themselves. Okay, well, I'd like to hand over to Kate Dufty, our award-winning Kate Dufty, for today's check-in question. And I'm sure I saw you on there before, Kate. So you're never going to live this down, this celebrity status that you've got. But we're so proud of you. So I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, Gina. So, um, yeah, I'm going to start checking. And if you'd all start with giving your visual description, that'd be great. So my question for check-in is, what is the last show you binged or the last book you couldn't put down? So I'm going to start and tell you that I binged a new show on ABC iView this weekend called The Blue Murder Motel, which I absolutely loved. And I'm going to pass it to Cheryl, please.
Hey, can I just ask you to do a fabulous visual
You
description of
you can,
yourself?
because
Thank you.
I just got so carried away with my question that I forgot.
Thank
So, middle-aged white woman, dark, short, dark, curly hair, and today I'm wearing my lovely magenta glasses, and I'm actually in a wheelchair, but you can't see that. So I'm going to pass to Cheryl again, take two.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl. I'm from the land of the Gubbi Gubbi people here in Moreton Bay area. I'm also middle-aged, mid-brown hair. I wear glasses. I'm wearing a blue and pink flowery frock today. So, and I'm reading Entitled by Andrew Lowney, which is all about Prince Andrew. So I'm working my way through it, and it's getting more and more appalling the further in I get. So that's what I'm binging at the moment. And I'll pass to Erin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Erin. I'm a 40-year-old woman in Cairns with brunette hair and a mustard linen top on today with a border collie licking my hand underneath the table. I I suppose I find it really hard actually to watch TV and read because of a neurological disability and having chronic fatigue syndrome. Um, However, I did try and listen partway to Ethan Hawke's A Bright Ray of Darkness on Audible. I'll pass to Dale.
Mm. Mm. Let me type it up, buddy. Okay. Mm. 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 Gina, should I just give Dale some time to type and move on to the next person? Would you like me to do that, Dale? Yes, please.
Okay, thanks.
All right, move on to Serena, please.
Thank you, Kate. Good afternoon, everybody. We're having a bit of a lightning storm here, so I'm not sure if you're getting that, Erin, but today I'm wearing a blue spot ribbon in my hair, and I know Kate's got one of these shirts. I'm wearing a purple shirt that says, "Be the reason somebody smiles today." And I'm middle-aged, but heading towards old, and I'm wearing glasses and a hearing aid. And I will pass it on to Michael.
Serena, you didn't answer my question.
What was the question? I forgot.
What was the last show you
Oh,
binged or the last book you couldn't put down?
yes. I don't know if anyone's ever watched this. It's called High Potential. It's so good. High Potential. It's about this wonderful woman who cleans what do you call it, a murder scene up, and she figures out who the murderer is because she's got an IQ of 160, and it's there's a lot of humor in it, not much gory stuff, and it's called High Potential, and I binged on that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Serena. I will now pass on to Alicia, please.
Thanks, Kate. Hi, I'm Alicia from Brisbane. I identify as a tired woman with red hair that needs a haircut and olive complexion, tan complexion. I'm wearing glasses and I'm wearing a white t-shirt that says "Friendly Neighborhood Anarchist," which probably describes my personality. And the last show I binge watched was rewatching Schitt's Creek after Catherine O'Hara passed away. So I will pass it over to Paul.
I'm Paul. I'm in the Redcliffe, Moreton Bay area, the Gubby Gubby people, and I'm a middle-aged man, bald, Caucasian, and about 5'7". And the last show I was binge watching was on SBS, called a show called Old Man. It was about a man that had a different life. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. All right, I will now pass on to Michael. Have you gone, Michael? You're on mute, Michael. Michael, you're on mute.
There might be an issue with Michael's audio. I'll have a chat with Michael.
I think so. All right, I'll move on to the next person on my screen, which is Tim, please.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Concession card holders, license remain frozen until 2030, so you can spend more on life and less on medicine. Visit health.gov.au/cheaper medicine.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
I'm wearing a Captain American t-shirt. I've got dark hair. I'm in my 30s. I live in the White Bay region. It's currently flooding. The recent show I've been watched was Scrubs on Disney Plus. So thank you, everybody.
Great. Thanks, Tim. Thank you. Next, Rachel.
Hi, Kate. Thank you. I'm Rachel. I convene the MAC group. That's the My Aged Care group because we're all too old to get the NDIS. I'm a Caucasian woman, 82 years young, with grey hair and glasses. And what have I binge watched? I think it's mainly podcasts, actually, because then I can close my eyes and just listen. And I love ABC podcasts, either mainly big ideas or conversations, because I love people's stories. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Rachel. All right, so on to Ronnie, please.
Hi, I'm a middle-aged, non-binary person with yellowish hair and wearing big glasses. The last book I read was A Pirate's Life for Tea.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ronnie. Brendan?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Brendan.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
We're hearing.
I am going to say the last book I read was probably the most boring book for most people here, which was about the finance minister and how the current government makes overseas-based decisions. And I don't watch television that much because there's no current audio description on mainstream television because we still have not won that battle for more than 25 years. But I remain hopeful.
To watch Carmen. So thank you, Brendan. So on to my Gladstone colleague, Carmen.
Sorry, just got drowned out by the dogs. My name's Carmen. I am a middle-aged woman with blonde hair that goes right down to the seat of my wheelchair. I am wearing my butterfly glasses and I'm wearing my new shirt that says it's okay to be different. I went to the zoo on the way back from Brisbane last time and saw giraffes, and now they're my new favourite animal. The last show I have been binge watching is one that my shrink put me onto, and it's about serial killers and how they come to do what they do. And it's very intriguing when you've got a counselling mind.
Yeah,
Thank you.
don't get any ideas, Carmen.
You just
All
about
right.
made me joke there.
Okay, so Michael, have we sorted out your sound? I don't think so. Dale, are
Sorry,
you ready?
Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. I pushed it and it's
It's all good, Mike. You're on now.
We got you
yeah,
loud and clear, Michael.
yeah. And thank you, it's Michael, and I enjoy Kian, and I'm happy to be here because I'm solo tonight, this afternoon by myself, and sometimes I don't know how to use these video things, but I'm happy to be here to talk to us today. That's all I'd have to say.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. Dale, have you got something ready to go?
He's almost finished typing it up.
Okay. In that case, I'll just jump to Gina very quickly.
Thank you, Kate. Gosh, my viewing is largely dictated by young adults, so I'm kind of in the maps, Bridgerton, Emily in Paris, yeah, whatever. I don't have a lot of say over the TV, so, and it's been way too long since I've read a good book. So you've inspired me, Kate, to make time for it. Thank you.
Great, love it. All right, we'll go to next on my screen's Micah.
Thanks, Kate. Hi, my name's Micah. I'm a 48-year-old bloke wearing a pink shirt. Just had my hair cut, and you can see just where my hair's retreating, so I genuinely look 48. Um, the last book I read and then watched the show or the movie afterward, it was The Hobbit. I read it to my son, and we had to jam in the whole book before the movie got there. So that was a bit of a binge, but more the book.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Micah. All right, on to Nick.
Hi everyone. It's great to see you all. So I have my usual dark hair up. I have glasses, and I have a white shirt on. For me, I can't go past the Outlander books and the series by Diana Gabaldon. So I'm trying to read the last book before I watch the full series through Netflix. So I'm on her very last book, so enjoying that.
Brilliant, Nick, and don't you love Jamie?
Yes. Who
So I'm
doesn't?
on to Isabel, please.
Hi guys, I'm Isabel. I have a blue Kidian background on. I am a middle-aged woman with long blonde hair, which I've got tied up today, and I am wearing a white vest today. I also love a bit of Outlander, Nick. That's another thing we agree on. Currently, the last thing I've been to watch was Bridgerton, which has led me to read the Bridgerton book. So now I am on the second Bridgerton book.
Brilliant. Thanks, Isabel. Joe?
Hi everyone, I'm Jo Smithurst. Lovely to see you all. I know lots of your faces and really excited to meet some new people as well. I'm also got the QDN blue background. I have grey, I'm looking at myself how do I describe myself? I've got grey hair, I have glasses on, I've got a black top that's got sort of Japanese white cranes on it, and yeah, I'm also middle-aged. Lots of middle-aged people on today. Hi, Kate.
Brilliant. Joe, what have you been binging?
I forgot that part of the question. I even wrote it down so I'd remember. I have just watched How Do I Get to Heaven from Belfast, which was written by the same woman who did Dairy Girls. Yeah, it was fun. Completely different to Dairy
Cool.
Girls, so don't expect Dairy Girls, but it was like a middle-aged version of Dairy Girls, but with murder and mystery involved.
Oh, all right. So, by my calculations, we've only got Dale to go. Have I missed
Hey,
anyone?
you forgot me.
Oh, so sorry.
It's okay. It's Amelia speaking. Um, I am a young woman with brown hair wearing a black jumper today. And my most recent read was The Outsiders, which I actually read about 5 years ago. And other than that, I watch movies, and my most recent one was Bridgerton, well, series. Okay, Dale, over to you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amelia, and I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Dale?
My name is Dale. I am 30 man with black hair. I am watch Girl Meet World.
Brilliant. Thank you. And I think that's everyone, Gina.
Great. Thank you so much, Kate. It was a great question. It was like a brain teaser for a few of us, but on a Tuesday afternoon. But thank you. Okay, I would like to now hand back to Amelia briefly to give a little update on some of the work she's been doing for QDN. So over to you, Amelia.
Thanks, Gina. So many of you would have heard me talk about the work that I'm doing, writing and recording digital stories with some of our members before, and actually some of you I've worked with on these stories. So first, Kate, sorry to bring you up again, but Kate won the Gladstone Regional Council Volunteer Award, and we wanted to make sure that everyone in our network could celebrate in Kate's achievement and recognition. So we worked together on writing a story about her award. Carmen, who is from Gladstone, was one of our 2025 peer mentors. So many of you would have met online on these meetings. We worked together on a story about her journey from finding QDN through all of her volunteer positions to becoming a QDN peer mentor. Danielle, she's not online today, but she's our Mount Isa group convener. She shared her experiences through the Emerging Leaders program and becoming a group convener, and then speaking on a panel of guest speakers at the Mount Isa Community Inclusion Matters Forum last year. We have shared the story of the startup from our Longreach Yarning Circle up north, and Daisy, who is one of the group conveners for that group, her art donation, some of the emerging leaders introduction and conclusion videos we've recorded, and a bunch of other ones, as well as Serena, who is our Far North Queensland group convener. Serena, I wanted to highlight this. She actually went into the Cairns local news station, and she went to drop off some flyers, and they charged for advertising, so they weren't able to include the flyers, but Serena got talking to a gentleman who works up there, and he has written a story with Serena, which is so awesome. And I think Serena told me today it's aired on Friday, which is super exciting, so I look forward to reading that. So yeah, it's all really, really great promotion. So just wanted to point that out, that's always an option if you find opportunities in your local communities. Otherwise, please reach out to me. You guys are the most well connected to our members at our peer support groups, and you hear what's important to yourselves and to the members who attend your groups. So if you do hear any person-centered stories from within your groups, or you'd like to work on one with me, feel free to send me an email or give me a call, or even pop it in the Microsoft Forms information harvest. and it can go through Isabel and Micah. But yes, it's always awesome for other people to hear about the successes and what's going on in your lives. So yes, pass on anything, or happy to work with anyone and on anything. And Serena, you.
Yes, I just wanted to add, has people heard of the vet coordinators that every school has? Well, they couldn't get enough of these cards. I have no cards left. Connecting job seekers with disability to careers in manufacturing. These were given to me at the in November or October, November when I was in Brisbane, and I had a whole heap of them, and I dropped them off. And one vet coordinator got in touch with me via my husband and said, I want them all. So I don't know if that helps anybody, but yeah, thank
That's
you.
the Manufacturing Skills Queensland job portal, isn't it? The cards. That's a co-design project that QDN worked on with Manufacturing Skills Queensland. So yeah, thank you, Serena. All right, and thank you, Amelia. Okay, I'll just check. Nick, is Nick online yet?
Yeah, Dana,
You are.
it's me.
Hello.
I'm here.
Great. Hi,
Hi,
Nick.
everyone.
Welcome. I'll hand over to you, Nick.
Thanks, Gina. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me on today. For those who don't know me, my name is Nick Mukherjee. I'm the General Policy Lead at QDN. So I do a lot of the work around submission writing and putting together positions for the government, obviously with forums and things like that. So happy to engage with everyone on the call. If you've got any feedback on policies, and I think that might have been covered by Amelia before in terms of policy outlooks and things like that. But yeah, happy for everyone to reach out if they want to discuss policy issues or concerns that they have. And Gina, you've got my details that happy for you to provide those as well, or I can provide them as well if need be. But the reason I've joined today is to discuss the current iteration of the Voice of Queenslanders Disability Survey. So that's now live. That's now been live for a couple of weeks, and it falls under my area. So myself and my colleagues in general policy are looking after that. What we wanted to talk about is the importance today of filling out the survey, but also sharing it amongst your networks as well. So following Amelia's discussion, it's another thing that we'd like you to share. It's really important that we get feedback. It's now in its fourth year, and it's a chance to provide feedback on areas of different areas, how things are going for people, for you and your community, in terms of what's been happening on a year by year basis. So we keep track of the year and the different changes in portfolio spaces. So there's things like education, health, standard of living, employment, and things like that. And it's just and it helps us engage with the department, so with government, different stakeholders, and provides an opportunity to highlight what's happening in the community for people with disability and what areas we need to work on in terms of engagement and advocacy. I think Gina and the team have probably provided you with links and feedback, links to the survey and other collateral. But I really encourage everyone to, because there's different. So it's not just for people with disability; it's also for family and carers as well. So it's a chance for your support work, supports, if you have any, to provide their feedback as well, and other organisations that you might have. So there's a lot of yeah, it's an opportunity. The more people that we have fill out the survey, the stronger our advocacy can be across a lot of areas, and that's really important. So um, Gina, have you got links and Gina?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just saying that you've provided links, or can you put links into
Yeah,
the?
I'll just grab the Voice of Queenslander link now and put it in the chat for you, Nick. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, if anyone, but yeah, and happy to kind of share. Yeah, really encourage everyone to fill out the survey and also encourage their networks to fill it out as well.
Yeah.
That's it from me. But did anyone have any questions or?
Um, Can I just check? So, Nick, I mean, I've seen sort of this document be used a number of times in the last several months. The report that came out of the final sort of survey results, the report that's been used by government a number of times, hasn't it? And we use it sort of to support submissions and kind of really the more data, the more people that respond to the survey, it really influences government spending and those sorts of things, doesn't it? So it's really important that whether you're a person with disability, a family member of someone with disability, some sort of supporter, people from service provider, everyone that has an interest, an experience lived or family experience and so forth, where everyone's encouraged to complete it, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right, Gina. Thanks for those comments. Not only, I'll just add as well, it's also been used in media. Also, I don't think might have missed that, but yeah, there was recent articles from the ABC around employment where it got used in a Queensland context. So that's really good, and it's the only survey of its kind across Australia. So it's really highlights the Queensland perspective and also highlights yeah, and it's just an opportunity to provide that feedback for not just the state government, but to highlight across all governments as well what's happening, and what kind of information there should be available, what kind of information and feedback people with disability can provide, and to those stakeholders, and not just government as well, but also kind of not also stakeholders outside of the disability community as well. That this has far-reaching. The report has far-reaching. It reaches far and wide. Sorry, it basically goes across. It's helps define what we talk about and what we discuss and what we say, and if we can reach out to and kind of get people on board that aren't part of the disability sector, it helps promote the interests of people with disability in those areas that we otherwise wouldn't have much connection.
Yeah. And Nick, I think the idea is that, well, this year there's an improvement in that you can, because the idea, it suggests it'll probably take about half an hour to complete the survey, depending on how you access it and so forth. But you're able to this year complete some questions and then I think save, and that wasn't sort of an option. So I think it's much more accessible
That's
this
right,
year.
yeah.
So that if you need to have a break, go and have something to eat, have a rest, come back to it tomorrow, those sorts of things. And also just a reminder, everyone, for yourselves, and just really importantly to share with your group members that this if you need any assistance completing the survey, that the team at Griffith University, who are pulling this all together, they are there to also help you complete that sort of over the phone at a time convenient to you. That's right, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Thanks, Gina. And yep, you're also right to say that this year you can save and come back to the survey. So there's no expectation that you try and do the survey in one go. You can update, you can come back to it when you need to, if you need a break. And like Gina said, if you need support, Griffith University, and their details are in the link that Gina's provided. They can provide you with assistance if you need that as well. Our goal is to get over 1,000 responses this year. So we're well on the way. We're on our way there. But yeah, it would be great if we can get that number and more as well.
Yeah. So I think oh, sorry, Nick.
I was going to say, I think Joe had a hand up, but she's put it back down. So I'm not sure if Joe wanted to say something or is.
I was just going to say something that you just said, Nick.
Ah.
That because we're trying to reach 1,000 people, if everyone is happy to talk about it and really encourage and support others in your group and other people that you're connected with in your local community, the better the data, the more people that do it, the richer the data. And particularly because you're all across Queensland, we get a really good representation of local issues as well, if a bigger cohort of people in each place do it. So so it's a really amazing opportunity, I think, for voices to be heard in a really strong collective way. Yeah. So it was just about the 1,000.
Great. No, thanks, Joe. Jane, I think you were about to say something as well.
Yeah, no, just 100% agree with just the more of us that complete it. It's that, like, the power of the network is amplifying the voices, and especially for those who aren't, who maybe aren't aware of it or haven't been able to complete one. Yeah, really important. So, yeah, just if there's anyone in your groups that would, like to find out more or isn't need some help to complete it, just let us know, and we're happy to help facilitate, someone from Griffith Uni getting in touch, or reach out to Nick and the policy team as well. But otherwise, in pop. But we'll send out again a link to that. To all the groups as well, to the conveners. So yeah, just if you can, just asking that you all make it an agenda point at your next meeting. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Thanks very much, Nick.
No, thank you. And yeah, really encourage everyone over the next. So it closes on the 17th of April. So we've got about 6 weeks left. But yeah, really encourage everyone and their networks to take some time to fill out the survey and have their and provide that feedback that we can then use as part of our broader advocacy work. So thanks I think there's not much else I have to say at this point,
great.
But yeah, really encourage everyone to fill it out. And thanks for the time, Gina, and
no worries.
Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Nick. All right. Now, I'm sorry, Joe, I was just going to quickly check. Nick Taylor, are you on there? I know she just might be off for a moment.
I'm here.
Oh, you are. Nick, did you want to, sorry, Joe, Nick's just needed to pop in, if that's okay, very quickly, to do her section.
Is that okay, Joe? Sorry about that, just was jumping in. So thank you, Gina. So I just wanted to touch base with everyone about the Memorandum of Understanding that got sent out a couple of weeks ago, just to really, I suppose, give any context, maybe ask any or take any questions if anyone's got any. But I just really want to probably more than anything highlight that I know some people may feel that it has indicated that people can't talk to their group members outside of peer support groups. That's one bit of a question that's been raised, which is fabulous. We'd much rather those questions raised so we can sort of get the chance to talk to them. So that's not it at all. One of the lines there says about we encourage conveners not to share their personal contact details with group members. But at the same time, if you guys decide that that's what you want to do, that's absolutely fine. That's your choice. And the same with members of your group. If they wish to share contact details with you, that is absolutely fine. But it's just being mindful of that is entirely your decision. Sometimes it can get complicated. So it's more so the focus on you don't have to give your contact details. As volunteer group conveners, you have your right not to have contact outside of peer support groups if you so choose not to. Of course, connecting with people is the natural thing with humans. So, and that is actually fine. So I think everything in the MOU is actually what appears in the handbook. And I have suggested to the POP team that for the new release of the handbook, which will be later this year, that we just look at some of that wording just to sort of stretch it out a little bit further to kind of give a bit more context to that so it doesn't look like it's being too black and white. I think there's a lot more loose to it and maybe us giving context of example of where we're coming from. So it's from a really good place. So I think most people have done the acknowledgement in the MOU. Thank you very much for that. And just a couple to go. And as Steve mentioned in his cover email, if you need alternate methods or different ways to do that, or you've got any questions, just let the POP team know. So I do notice a couple of hands up. For some people, if you would prefer to talk through it over the phone, we can make a note of that you've acknowledged it verbally. Ideally, we would get your sort of buy-in around the key responsibilities and the roles to make sure we're all being really clear on how we go managing the groups moving forward. So I think, Paul, you had your hand up first. Did you want to?
I just wanted to ask around the memorandum of understanding in the training we had last year. We
Yep.
said that we had to talk to QDN to get permission if we talk to media. Is that, like if we were talking about QDN news and we approached like a radio station or things like that, or do we have to get permission before we do that, or do we have to get permission before we talk about, things like that sort of thing?
That's a really good question. Paul, it all depends on, now I've got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me for 1 sec. It depends on who you're representing. So if you're representing QDN and in reference, sorry, Gina, I might need you to take over. Excuse me.
Hi, sorry. Just yes, with regards to any media requests or interaction, as Serena did, she gave the person's details to us. So any media, as Steve said back at the Group Convener Learning and Development Days, that needs to be approved by Steve and Michelle. So that's certainly Serena followed that process, let us know, and Steve gave the approval, and then there was a conversation around with Serena and the person at the news. So yes, Paul, anytime you're speaking, with regards to QDN, that does need to be approved. Thank you. And Brendan, you've got a question too.
Hello. I guess for me, I was able to follow the memorandum of understanding quite good. I did receive quite a lot of feedback from the low vision community that it was extraordinarily difficult for them to read the running writing in the document. So there were certainly some low vision issues in relation to the accessibility of the content there. Also, around the point that you're talking about, that particular section around contact, I think that may need a bit more digging into, because I've certainly been hearing quite a lot of concerns about that. So I think there really needs to be a clarification that's written up and actually put out to appease members' concerns, because that has been quite a concerning issue that's been quite talked about.
Okay, thank you, Brendan, for the yeah, good to always receive feedback around the accessibility. So definitely take that on board for yeah, for future versions and
Iterations.
yeah, exactly. And I know we had some conversation around sort of MS forms and accessibility and things like that. So yeah, very much appreciate your
Yeah, that was more about that was more
yeah,
feedback actually
yeah,
about the
forms.
document.
Yep.
Yeah, not so much about MS forms on this occasion.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, and yes, well, as Nick said, there is oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, I think
So sorry, everybody. I still am coughing, so I haven't quite recovered. So I'll leave it with you, Gina. I don't know what happened there. Timing. Hey, how to get out of questions. Sorry, everybody.
it's not accessible, Nick. Oh dear. No, hope you're all right over there, Nick. But yeah, so no, thank you, everyone. Look, we've as Nick said, look, the if the wording didn't quite land, again, that's it's largely come from the convener handbook, but just I guess for new people and for those continuing in the role to kind of acknowledge that and the responsibilities that we take around privacy and vice versa. Obviously, things have shifted with QR codes, sign-ins and things like that, but it is to protect you as well. But as Nick said, it was never the intention. We know many of you have known each other for years and are great friends, and in no way do we want that to ever stop that connection or relationships you have, but obviously just kind of more that kind of caution around sharing your details above and beyond what is expected in the role and those sorts of things. But as Nick said, like really happy to have conversations. We've had a couple of those, but definitely as I said, looking at the wording, but the intention was certainly not there for any of you who have formed friendships over time to not be able to, talk to your friends, to meet with your friends. So if that was the impression, we certainly, that was, yeah, absolutely not the intention. So yeah, thank you for the feedback, and yeah, definitely we'll have we'll discuss what we can do from here once Nick's recovered. But yeah, thanks everyone. I'm just mindful we've kept Joe waiting for now. So Nicole, if you want to come back on later and add anything, please do. Okay, all right, great. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Gina.
All right, well, Joe, thank you for waiting, and I'll hand over to you now.
No worries. Thanks, Gina. Hi, everyone. So as I said in my intros, I'm Jo Smethurst and I lead the Disability Reforms team at QDN. We have the great privilege of working on a body of work that is really the only kind of work being done like this in Australia. So a few years ago, after the Disability Royal Commission finished, and I should acknowledge actually that there are a number of people in this group who are actually co-designers in the disability reform team. So hello, and I'm sorry if I say things that you already know. So this is, and feel free to jump in as well, all of our amazing co-designers. So the Disability Royal Commission handed down a lot of recommendations. So did the NDIS review, and Queensland Government has a lot of responsibility to actually implement those recommendations. So QDN has developed or has co-designed a stakeholder engagement and co-design strategy so that all of those pieces of work that the Queensland government must and need to do to address those recommendations as they came out of the Disability Royal Commission is doing all those pieces of work with people with disability. And so we have a team of 40 plus co-designers who are I think we've got what, 4 or 5 or more of them. I think it went past one hand, I know, of people on this call. So we've got an amazing group of co-designers who are all people with disability who are coming up with the powerful questions, figuring out who we need to talk to, so that all of that work is being centered with and by people with disability. And that's the piece of work that is quite extraordinary, that no other state or territory in Australia that we know of is doing this work in this way. And so some of you may know Velmay. So she was really involved in a lot of the beginning stages of this work. And she said this is once in a lifetime kind of work. So those of you who are on this journey, we all know that this is actually an incredible piece of work to be a part of. And it's complex and it's a little bit tricky sometimes. And sometimes we wish it was moving a little bit faster than what it is. But that's all part of the co-design playbook, really, I guess. You've got to go at the pace that everyone's ready to go at. So there's three I think about this work happening in 3 kind of pillars. So at the center is our co-design team, who are at the center of all the work, and on one circle is the hub where the co-designers come together with people from Queensland Government to figure out what to do on some key pieces of work. So an example of that, and Kate is on this call and she was involved in this. One piece of work that we did last year was with Queensland Health and looking at the medical aids and equipment scheme. And so that piece of work, focus groups were run with the Gladstone group here, which was really a really nice merging together of all of the networks across QDN to hear the voices of people really strongly in that. So there's lots of work coming in, some of them with Department of Justice, the Queensland Police Service, Department of Education, housing, sort of all areas of Queensland Government can come into the co-design hub, work with our team of co-designers to say, these are the recommendations we're trying to implement. How do we do this? What's important? Let's make it happen. So that's one half of the work. The other half of the work is in order to do really effective stakeholder engagement and co-design, we've got to build the capacity of everyone. So people with disability are absolutely there, ready at the table, ready to have their voice heard. But sometimes the people on the other side of the table, the Queensland Government staff, need their capacity built and they need to be developing the mindset, the skills, the knowledge to do it. Some Queensland Government staff are really experienced with it, which is great. So there's a lot of capacity building going on there as well. So we're doing that. We run online co-design training. We've got more happening this month. You can register to do that training if you're interested. It's about 2.5 hours online in a single sitting. And we've got members of the co-design team co-delivering that training with members of QDN staff. We have a virtual community of practice that you're all welcome to join as well, and let the people who are in your groups know that they can come to any of these things as well. And that virtual community of practice is operating really effectively at the moment. We have people come in, give a bit of a one-way talk about something that they have a great deal of expertise in. And then we have small breakout room conversations where we talk about what's working for you, what isn't working for you. It's a chance for people to come and say, have been working on this co-design process and I need help. We've got to this phase and this hasn't happened. what's everyone's ideas about how we can make that happen better. So you can join that community of practice as well if you're really interested in stakeholder engagement and co-design. And so I'm looking down at my notes. And we also have a website that has been developed with people identifying key resources, frameworks, tools, things that are going to help people with disability, people who work in the disability sector, and people who work in Queensland Government to really come together in a meaningful partnership and to co-design with equal power, with the sharing of power. So we've got that website as well. So that's kind of the work of the disability reforms at the moment. Co-designers who are on the call, are there things that you would like to share with everyone here that you think would be super useful for the group conveners to know or for them to be involved in? Cheryl. Sorry, it took me a while to go through the screens. Cheryl and Kate.
Oh, hi everybody. I think that it's that invite people to have a go. Come join, put in a what is it, an expression of interest and become a part of it because there's so much interesting stuff going on. And it's really interesting to get down to the nitty-gritty of how change is made. You know, it's like if you want change to happen, you have to be part of the process. And this is being part of the process. So yeah, I'm really enjoying being part of the community of practice. I'm learning a lot and I'm learning a lot about things that I didn't even really know existed before this. So, and it's really interesting when you do the joint meetings with government staff getting their take. You know, I mean, we hear a lot about things from the disability community, but it's really interesting to hear things from the health department side of things where the people who are managing hospital programs and outpatient clinic programs and health in the community programs are talking about what they're seeing and how things are working for them. So it gives you a much broader perspective on how change is happening, because I think from our end it just seems that it's unbelievably slow. You feel like you're just slogging away and nothing ever changes. But then when you listen to the department employees talking and the health department staff in particular, there is huge change happening. So I think it's sort of a bit like those you know those middle of the ocean earthquakes where you get that slow moving tsunami wave that just sort of creeps along and then people suddenly realize that they've been swamped by change. So yeah, thank you, Joe. I think that you guys are all doing a great job and I'm really proud to be part of the team.
Thanks, Cheryl. And I love that visual description of a volcano happening in the ocean and the big wave that might come and swamp people. Thanks. Kate?
Yeah. Cheryl just said most of what I would have said, so thank you, Cheryl. I guess for me, one thing that really stood out for me doing this mass co-design that we did last year was how much it benefited everyone. Effective co-design works if everyone that needs to be there is there, and it will lead to meaningful change. And I was quite pleasantly surprised at how grateful Queensland Health was to get our opinions and follow through on what they were hearing. So I guess I would join Cheryl and say if you want change to happen, being there is a good start, but there's also a benefit in having people that are willing to listen and willing to make change based on your opinion and feedback. But yeah, definitely something worth doing for anyone that's even slightly interested.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
Kate.
Jo.
And that piece of work, Kate, that you did with Queensland Health on the medical aids and equipment scheme, we're still hearing from other people who work in health about the power that report had. They're all talking about it internally because health does do consultation and they do collaboration, but what they've identified was they don't have the co-design team that we have at QDN who are doing not only facilitating the focus groups, but they're doing the theming and analysis of what's come out, and what gets written is different to if someone had written it who doesn't have a disability. So it's that real power of that. So yeah, thanks, Kate. Just wanted to let you know and everyone know that that report's still being talked about.
Yeah, and I would add to that, I think one of the benefits of this entire process was having Jess do the report. And yeah, I think that in itself made a big statement too.
Yep, absolutely. Nadia.
Yeah, I've done a lot of co-design before where I tell my story and people want to hear all about me. And doing some of the courts and tribunals work, what I found interesting is it's not about me at all. It's about my voice as a lived experience expert. So someone who knows about the lives of people with disability. So it's about speaking collectively and knowing about the experiences of different people with disability and being able to speak in an informed manner on behalf of lots of people with, I'm just using some of the QDN words there, but being able to speak for lots of different people with disability, which I think is quite relevant to the work we do as group conveners as well. So that's part of the role as we've been informed. But it's been really powerful to sit there and go, I know how other people have talked to me about how they've felt. So it's not just co-designed for what I want, it's co-designed for what other people want as well.
Thanks, Nadia. That's really incredible insight. So thank you. And there's going to be more opportunities for us. There's another piece of work that we've got with health at the moment that we've one of the co-designers has just finished the research part of it, but we'll be very likely.
Jo, your internet's just breaking up. That's kept us all in suspense on that one, hasn't it? We might get Jo to pop something in the chat when her internet steadies a little bit and just update us, or something we can share with the group afterwards. So Jo, I'll keep moving on because I'm just mindful of time. So feel free to let me know when you're back on deck. Okay. And thank you everyone for your input as well. It's great to hear it from those of you that are involved in the project. So I just wanted to do a quick update on some of the work that we're doing in the POP team and the interactions with all of you and your groups. So first of all, if you don't know, and your cat doesn't know, Cheryl, we've got our emerging leaders launch for the next 2 days. So we may be a little harder to catch because we'll really be immersed in that experience. And I know some of you have been involved in the past, so you know what we mean. So we'll be off-site for 2 days, welcoming 25 emerging leaders to Brisbane. So I think some of you have already had some of this year's cohort, join your peer support groups, and certainly we'll be encouraging those that haven't joined a group yet to do so. So please keep an eye out for them and welcome them over the coming months. That would be wonderful. They are spread across the state as always, which is wonderful. I also just wanted to, some of you have met Micah and Isabel, but just to welcome Micah. He's with the team for a few months, so welcome Micah. And Isabel, again, I think many of you have met, so hopefully you all received an email a couple of weeks ago with who your contact will be. Also, just as again, some of you have been involved in already some wonderful guest speakers to the group. So we've continued to have a wonderful working relationship with the NDIS community engagement team. We had really positive feedback from those interactions last year, even if it didn't work out to coincide with the date of your meeting. They were really very interested to do some coffee catch-ups. Again, they really value your input to the NDIS and meeting with your group. So hopefully your contacts, Isabel and Micah, have talked to you all about when a convenient time might be to interact with your group, potentially a couple of times over the year. And as we're all aware, there are a lot of changes coming. So hopefully that will be helpful in information sharing, answering questions, any issues that members have, to please raise those with the team, and they are wonderful at following up as well. So some other wonderful groups that we've been meeting with, Isabel and I met with some people from an organisation the other day who have some digital champions. They do some great presentations. So that's something, a range of different presentations. So again, Micah and Isabel can talk to you further about those, but things like online safety, identity fraud, and those sorts of things. Some of you will have been involved in the My Housing Options events. If you haven't, I'd highly recommend registering for one of those, either online or if one's coming to your local area. I think it's a wonderful resource, again, that's been co-designed and just brilliant at sort of conversations around choice and control for people with regards to where they live, or starting that thinking and planning for the future. Also, as we've heard Nick talk about, obviously Voice of Queensland is something we're really passionate about being involved in, and encouraging as many of our members to fill in. I know as myself as a parent, I certainly will, of a young person with disability, certainly be filling it in. And I think anyone that has that lived experience, or family members, or your workers, the providers, anyone that, within your networks, encourage them to complete it. We've also heard Serena provided a great segue for me around that Manufacturing Skills Queensland. If anyone's groups are interested in that, again, a wonderful co-designed tool, the portal that is there for people with disability, their employers, screaming out for people to fill roles, and it's a really customized approach. So your availability, what you can do, and sort of finding the best match for you. So if it's something you'd like some more information or a presentation to your group, let us know. Also, just wanted to mention we'll be starting the Inclusion Matter forums again next month. So many of you are involved in these last year in either Gladstone, Mount Isa, Mackay, or Brisbane, or the online forums. So we would love to have your participation again, and also encourage your group members. These are really important for those co-designed. What are the issues in regional areas? So Rockhampton on the 29th of April is our next one. And then the one after that, we're going online on Zoom on the 7th of May. And the topic for that one is around personal and community support, which I think is something we can all relate to. Again, sorry, there's a lot of things to update today, but just wanted to mention peer mentors. Those will hopefully be announced in the next couple of weeks. So thank you for your patience for those that have applied, but we do hope to announce that soon. Also just wanted to again thank you for working with us to encourage for the in-person groups, every person in attendance at your meeting, whether they're a support worker or a person, one of your group members, please ask everyone to do the QR code sign in. It's really important, with regards to privacy. Obviously, we don't do sign-in sheets anymore. And also, thank you for those of you, most of you have really successfully adopted the use of the MS form, but we know it is a new thing for that feedback, capturing those main discussion points, any follow-up actions for the POP team, and also any of those issues that you would like raised with the policy team. I do really want to just stress the importance of that feedback from you to our team. Literally this week, I have pulled all of those policy issues, and they are going with Michelle and Steve to Canberra next week. So please do keep filling those in. Anything that's an issue for yourselves or your group members as our leaders in your communities, please do highlight those in that policy section on that feedback form and your discussion points, because we really do value your input in it. As Nick was saying earlier, those sorts of things really influence our work, and we want to hear your voices. I'm really pleased to be able to update that we have got some Braille stickers that have arrived to go around QR codes. So we'll be using those tomorrow at Emerging Leaders and some of our groups. If any of you have group members that require those for the in-person groups to be able to make the accessible, the sign-in more accessible, please let us know, and we'll get one out to you. Just a reminder again, if you need any additional resources, flyers, membership forms, catering gift cards, those sorts of things, please let us know. Just email into the peer support email or let Micah or Isabel know. We'll get those out to you. We'll also get one of the latest generic flyers to you all. I think we flagged last month that Springfield and digital inclusion groups have started. And just a heads up, there will be two new groups starting very soon. So watch this space. I would also just love to set a challenge for you, and some of you have been telling me of this yourselves, but just try and think for the next meeting, who just invite one new person. If we can all invite one new person to our group. I had a wonderful group convener tell me how they met someone the other day and realized that they were sitting predominantly at home in isolation, and has encouraged them now to come and attend their peer support group. And it is, something that they've now joined and really look forward to each month. So I think we've still got a lot of very isolated members, and just remember our conveners, yourselves and your group members are most welcome to be a part of as many groups as they would like, in person or online. So we just need their permission, but certainly, just if you can think what's one new person I can invite to my group, that would be wonderful. If you do have a new person join your group, please just feel if they're there in person, you've got a membership form, wonderful. But also we just need, as I said, their permission to add them to the group. So please delegate to us in your harvest form that you complete at the end of your peer support group meeting and say, hey, Isabel, Micah, Gina, can someone please reach out to Fred Smith? He was a new attendee at our meeting, and so we can add him to the invitation list so that they receive Zoom links or reminders of the upcoming meeting. So please feel free to delegate that action to us. I think that's all from me. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes before we do a quick sign out, because I'm really aware that you've had planning meetings and first meetings, and you've been talking with your groups around great ideas for guest speakers, but also promotion. So I just wanted to sort of open up to you all and just say, look, if there's an idea you'd like to share with the group, because I think the best ideas come from all of you. So if you've got something you'd like to share about an idea to either promote your group or a great guest speaking topic, please feel free to put your hand up now and share that. Come on, you can't all be shy now.
I can't find my hand up
Oh, well,
feature.
you can jump in, Karen.
Oh God, sorry, now two people have, and I
No,
feel like
go for it, Karen.
okay. So I just wanted to flag with everyone that I will be doing a presentation later this month around domestic violence and women's experiences of domestic violence. And I've been working with the amazing new Isabel and Gina to set up a questionnaire, just inviting members of the women's group. But if anyone's online here who wants to have a go at answering some of those questions, just to inform the paper that I'll be speaking on, maybe Gina, you could either put the link in the chat or send out to people. I'm particularly interested in women's experience, but yeah, it's cool.
No problem.
Oh, and also to add that the women's group will be looking at, if members are interested, in having some online chats this year. So not as much as other online groups do, but we might be having like a couple this year. Because at the moment, people really enjoy that it's a stress-free place where people don't have to come to meetings. But we have been thinking about there might be some key issues or topics that people would like to discuss. So we're looking at doing that this year. And sorry, I think I've talked long enough, so I will stop.
Thank you, Karen. Paul, did you have something you'd like to add quickly?
I'd like to get in contact with my local community radio stations. I've seen some good stories with Peter Tully going to a local radio station and promoting QDN and maybe some QDN news and things. That's what I'd like to get more,
Great.
contact because they've got some disability talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Isabel and Amelia can work with you on that one. Thank you. And Erin, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, just to say, we had an idea for a guest presenter who may be able to speak to the QDN groups more widely. And I just wanted to put it out there that she can't actually attend our Far North Queensland one because of a scheduling issue, but it's about a GP representing Doctors for the Environment Australia, speaking about climate awareness and heat responsiveness from a health perspective, specifically for people with disabilities. So I just wondered where the best place to pass on her contact details would be. She just followed up with me.
Thanks, Erin. Yes, I think I know who you're talking about. So yeah, we'll grab her details and connect and see if we can sort of get a little overview of the presentation and share with the groups to see who might like to have her present when it doesn't clash with her very busy schedule. So thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I think, just feel free each month. Any great ideas, we'll just, keep sharing. As I said, you've all got the great ideas, so they come from you. So I think we'll keep doing this. Thanks, everyone. Now, Isabel has the challenging task of wrapping us all up in about 7 minutes with a checkout question. So go for it, Isabel.
Hi, everyone. So my checkout question for today is, what's one thing you've learnt today that you think will benefit your group? And I am going to limit everyone to 5 words or less. All right, so let's see if we can get this done in 7 minutes. All right, Cheryl, you're first on my list.
I must have been top of the page today, was I? Okay, my 5 words Braille-enabled QR code.
Perfect. Thank you, Cheryl. Sorry, I'm writing notes at the same time. My next person is Serena. You're on mute, Serena. Still on mute. Sorry, Serena.
Oh, sorry.
You're all good. Oh, you're back on mute again.
My fault. I muted up.
Now we're right.
Okay, perfect.
I was going to say yes, the same. The Braille, I learned that's fantastic because we have a blind lady, a very outspoken blind lady in our group.
Serena, I just want to highlight you don't need them for online groups. It's only for in-person groups.
Oh.
Yeah. So just to make that clear right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
All right. That's all right. Because
Okay,
you don't
then I
need to
missed out.
sign in. Yeah, I know, but we'll put you through the ringers again at Group Convener Learning and Development Days. Don't you worry. No.
Thank you.
All right, quick. Now back to Isabel.
Serena, I'll give you another 5 words because you don't need the QR code. So let's do other 5 words.
I don't know. I'll have to just pass for now. I'm actually out of words.
Yeah, no worries. It's quite late in the day. Tim, I've got you next on my list. So what's one thing you've learned today that can benefit your groups in 5 words or less?
Just more information about the QDN groups and how we can reach out to new members and all that. So it'd be really good.
Beautiful. Now, Gail, I do have you next on my list, but do you need a little bit more time to get sorted? Yep. Should I come back to you at the end? Perfect. Who have I got next? I've got Erin.
Sorry there. My 5 words, reform starts here with us.
Love that. Thank you, Erin. Alicia.
I think something my group will benefit from is the stakeholder co-design opportunities.
Amazing. Kate, please.
Can I have 6 words?
Absolutely.
So, Voices of Queenslanders with Disability Survey.
Very good one. We'd love to get some more people doing that survey. Thank you, Kate. Paul, I've got you next on my list.
Connection with people with disabilities in multicultural communities, and maybe some of our information in other languages so people could understand that and connect with those people that we mightn't see regularly and vulnerable. Thank you.
Very good point, Paul. The next person I have on my list is Karen.
Uh-huh. I've only been in the meeting for half the time, but as usual, great information sharing.
Thank you, Karen. Carmen, I've got you next.
Elisa took mine. Mine was more the co-design opportunities would benefit our community.
Fantastic. Ronnie.
The importance of the VOQ survey.
Lovely. Thank you, Ronnie. Brendan. Brendan, I've got you next if you wanted to share your 5 words.
Hello?
Hi, Brendan. Did you want me to repeat the question?
Please.
One thing you learnt today that can benefit your group, and I'm limiting everyone to 5 words or less so we can get the meeting done in the next 2 minutes.
For me, it was sharing information.
Thank you, Brendan. And next on my list is Nadia.
Sorry, it took me 2 seconds to unmute. Invite people to the group.
Oh, I've got one. Invite people. And Michael. You have to pop yourself off mute, Michael. I can't see you, Michael, and I can't hear you. So if you're speaking, I can see that Dale's taking himself off mute. So does that mean you're ready to give us your 5 words, Dale? Wonderful. Over to you.
More information. Share new group high going.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dale. And Michael, I can see you're off mute as well now. So did you want to share your 5 words? Still can't hear you, Michael. Maybe if you can pop it in the chat, if that's something you might be able to do.
Is there anyone else? Isabel?
I think I missed anyone, but I have been known to forget people. So if I have, please let us know.
Has everyone had a turn? And Mike, well done, Isabel. Mike, if you get your sound back, feel free to jump in. But otherwise, I'd like to say thank you all for attending and hope you have a wonderful year. And we're really appreciative of your volunteering. So thank you. Oh, Mike, you're there. Did you want to let us know what might benefit your group in five?
The question is, why isn't government understanding people with a disability? Gina, and how do we can get them to do more training in disability, understanding when they're speaking to people with a disability at the hospital and just in general to disunderstand us because they rush us to get the product, but they don't need more changing to take care of the words of the understanding we mental and in mental health and just in general, understanding us taking more time to in Queensland Health in the Queensland hospitals to understand people.
Yeah, good point, Mike. Yeah, really good. I know you're always advocating for your local community, but people with disability. So really good points, and I'm sure Michael will talk to you further on that with regards to guest speakers and discussion at your group. So thank you, Mike, and well done, Isabel. Thank you, everyone. We're going to wrap it up for tonight, but thanks again for your continued volunteering, and look forward to seeing what comes in on your harvest forms. Don't forget to delegate those tasks to us that we can
Gina,
follow up on.
Is Nicole okay? Is her coughing fit?
Yes, no,
Okay,
she's
tell her.
made a full recovery in the background here. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Serena. All
Good
right.
luck
Thanks,
with emerging
everyone.
leaders.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Take care.